presentation of CBC Sports.
Against all odds, the Smythe Division semifinal between the Canucks and Flames is set for Game 5. In Game 4, Bob McCammon's number one concern was his woefully weak power play. 1 for 22 before Sunday night, but 4 for 10 when the Canucks were finished with the Flames in a result that tied the series. The key for the Canucks, the rookie, Trevor Linden. The young man who celebrates his 19th birthday tonight picked up 4 points, including his first ever Stanley Cup playoff goal. A Vancouver net-mining chain saw the emergence of another hero. This time, it was Steve Week's time to shine. And give Terry Crisp another reason for concern. It was the Canucks that burned in this one and got the Flames. Tonight, the quest for the Stanley Cup continues in Calgary's Olympic Saddledome, with the series even at 2.
Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
Side of the net, scrap, score! Over the flurry of shots, save, rebound, they score! That loose puck, oh, they score!
Back to Suter, he lets it go.
They score! In front of the net, Linden shoots, scores! There it is. Once again, McDonough, he scores! He did it! 500! So far, this series has been a headline writer's dream, and both coaches have been eminently quotable. Terry Crisp on dumb penalties. He's talking to his players, but they aren't listening, just like a bunch of kids. Bob McCammon, who insists the Flames have to be able to take a hit. If they can't, the Canucks will work the power play. Terry Crisp agrees his club has taken far too many penalties, but also agrees many haven't been justified. Bob McCammon on why the Flames will run into trouble with penalties. And if they continue, Vancouver could hurt the Flames with the power play. The war of words ends in a few minutes with Game 5.
Brought to you by Molson Canadian. What beer's all about. By Ford of Canada, where quality is more than a commitment. Quality is job one. By Pepsi, the choice of a new generation. By Esso retailers and agents across Canada.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Game 5 in the Smythe Division semifinal between the Canucks and Flames. So far, this series has confounded the experts. Vancouver surprised everyone when they won the opener. The Flames got their act together and won 2 straight before the Canucks discovered they had a power play and won Game 4 to tie the series at 2. So where do we go from here? Will the Flames come out loaded for bear in Game 5 in Calgary tonight, or will the Vancouver Canucks rediscover that miracle on Saddledome ice in the opening game? You gotta stay tuned for this one, folks. It should be interesting. While this end of the Smythe Division semifinal is a bit of a surprise, the other half is a shocker to some in the way the Edmonton Oilers have managed to contain their former captain, Wayne Gretzky. When Mark Messier wasn't shadowing the great one, he was setting up the winning goal. His pass is converted by Steve Smith, and Edmonton take a 3-1 series lead. Detroit were supposed to have little trouble with Chicago in the North semifinal, but someone forgot to tell the Blackhawks. St. Louis lost Game 4 to the Minnesota North Stars and won the first 2 in overtime. For the second game in a row, Montreal needed overtime against Hartford. Patrick Waugh cleared the puck. At the other end, Kay Whitmore tried to clear, but it backfired. Russ Courtnall scored the winner, and the Whalers were eliminated. So the Habs will wait while the Bruins and Sabres settled their half of the atoms. After losing the opener, the Bruins have rebounded with 3 straight wins. In the Patrick, Washington and Philadelphia will need at least 6 games to settle things, while the Penguins make quick work of Phil Esposito's short-lived experiment with the Rangers. An experiment that may cost Espo his job. Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC returns in just a moment.
I'm sure a lot of folks can tell you the same story. You just don't forget a thing like that. I can still tell you the page number in that Canadian Tire catalog. That bike went everywhere with me. But I knew Dad had more important things to think about. I slept, ate, lived, and breathed that bike. But I just couldn't ask him for it.
Hey, boy, I got a couple new tires you can help me unload.
Boy, what I'd give to have seen my face that day.
Now let's update our playoff scoreboard for you. In Landover, Maryland, it's Game 5 of the Patrick semifinal. The Capitals begin the scoring. A shot from the right side. The shot is blocked, and Bob Rouse is there to drive home the rebound. 1-0 Washington. The Flyers tied the game 21 seconds later when Rick Tocchet is alone in front and beats Peters. Tocchet's third goal of the playoffs. Too many Flames alone in front of Peters with far too much time. The Flyers break the tie at the 9-minute mark. Bullard will come in on the left side. Now Peters is backing up, and the former Flame picks the corner. 2-1 Flyers. Watch Peters back up. Bullard just slides it along the ice, and that's a goal for Bullard. After tying the game with Dave Christian's goal, Washington take the lead early in the second. Michel Pavanka beats Hextall from a sharp angle, his third goal of the playoffs. The Flyers tie it again with a shot from Mark Howe. This one is deflected by Big Tim Kerr. Kerr's third of the playoffs, and the game is tied at 3. Washington regained the lead when Dino Ciccarelli is parked at the corner of the crease to tip in the pass. That makes it Washington 4, Philadelphia 3. It goes to 4-4 with a second goal from Tim Kerr. The big guy stands his ground in front, count his fourth of the playoffs. Washington and Philadelphia tied at 4 in the second. That series even at 2. Meanwhile, at the Gardens in Boston, for the third straight game, Randy Burridge opens the scoring for the Bruins. Now you'll see him take a long pass and going alone. It's a short-handed goal for the Bruins over the Buffalo Sabres. The Bruins take a 2-0 lead when Carpenter passes to Ray Neufeld. His first-time shot hits both posts before it rolls behind Cloutier. A two-dinger, 2-0 Boston. The former Canuck Cam Neely counts his fifth of the playoffs to make it 3-0. With two Sabres draped all over him, he somehow manages to score. Boston a win away from clinching a berth in the Adams final against Montreal. And in Detroit, Gallant, Eisenman, McLean have scored for the Red Wings, Creighton, Larmer, and Presley for the Blackhawks. Chicago lead that North semifinal 3-1. And Minnesota and St. Louis Blues, no score in the second period of play. The Blues lead that series 3-1. Now let's join our play-by-play commentators Bob Gold and John Garrett.
Thank you, Steve, and good evening again, everybody. Welcome to the Olympic Saddledome from ice level and Game 5. Here's Susan Smith with the national anthem. In this building tonight, as you might well imagine, the winner of this game could conceivably go on to win the series. Dave Mule is in charge of the game. He's the referee tonight. The linesmen are Ron Finn and Pat Capuzzo. Papa Cannon toyed with the idea of possibly coming back tonight with Burton playing, but then decided Weeks deserved another start here in Game 5. Steve Weeks. And for Calgary, Mike Vernon.
Mike Vernon got a mercy hook Sunday night in Vancouver. The score was 3-0 at the end of the second period. All 3 goals were quality goals. It wasn't Mike Vernon's fault. On power plays, he was hooked in favor of Rick Wamsley, and Wamsley got some experience.
Series tie, 2 games apiece. Gilmore comes to center for Calgary. Bradley for Vancouver. Sutter and Spreekle on the wings with Bradley. Joe Mullen back in the lineup tonight, playing alongside of Gilmore along with Patterson. Sutter took a hit and tried to chop it into the zone. Jim Benning, seeing his first action of the series, tried to clear it in, couldn't do it. He's on there with Doug Lidster for the Canucks. Icing called. It'll go all the way back in the Calgary zone.
Scratches for the Vancouver Canucks. Barry Peterson out for the year with a broken collarbone. Ken Berry, Jim Sandbach out with an injury. Ron Stern out with an injury. Larry Melnick and David Bruce also out with injuries. Darryl Stanley just not dressed. For the Calgary Flames, Lanny McDonald, Sergei Pryakin, and Yuri Herdina and Rob Ramage all played in game number 4 and are not playing tonight.
Larry Melnick suffered torn ligaments in the thumb area. He is lost for the remainder of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Calgary Flames. Gilmore stopped near center ice. McCown tried to carry on. The Canucks shoot it in. Vernon out to clear it into the corner. Gilmore was all the way back. Flames starting out cautiously. Don't worry, both teams will be rather cautious. Look at Mullen going there now, but he fell as he went in after Lidster. From center ice. Merzen shoots it back in. Weeks missed it behind the net. Roberts kept it in. It's fired off the boards and out by Tandy just as quickly. It comes all the way back in. Roberts after it. In the corner is Nieuwendyk. Giving it to Roberts. Roberts turning around. Got away from one check. Threw it in front. Weeks had to be very good to stop the shot. From close in, Lube had a great chance. And Weeks was very sharp. Al McGinnis back there took a hit behind the net. Flames do not move it, but the Canucks are offside. On the play. The fans thought maybe there'd be a penalty earlier. Just a few seconds ago, they thought maybe the Canucks would be nabbed.
Terry Crisp disappointed in his team's undisciplined style. They've had the most penalties of any of the playoff teams this year. They have to cut down on that, especially if the Vancouver Canucks power play continues to be hot, as it was in Game 4. Bob McCammon, the coach of the Vancouver Canucks, has his team very loose, and they can afford to be. Nobody thought they'd be in the position they are here tonight.
Trevor Linden, number 16, a star in the National Hockey League at the tender age of 19 today. You could almost say a superstar already, John. What a great game he played at home for the Canucks in Game 4. Mark Hunter stepped one in. Popinski's shot is juggled by Weeks. He'll hold it, but Mark Hunter coming in, hoping for the rebound. Play call. The very best two-way hockey players in the history of the National Hockey League, Norm Allman. He was with Detroit then. Ended up with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Bozak got the face-off. Pass missed him as he skated toward the line. Open Lube looking for it near center ice. Drifts back, turning around. And a pretty good play, drawing 2 checks. In goes Nieuwendyk. Nieuwendyk shot. Oh, he came close to that far side. Good try by Nieuwendyk. Nieuwendyk remains on with Roberts and Lube, and they go in again. Nieuwendyk is knocked down. It goes right on. The Canucks get it out. Up to center. Bozak flipped it in. Bridgman going after it. Bozak goes in around the net, and they hold it. Vernon being very careful.
Kevin Guy getting his first action of the playoffs due to the injuries up front to Jim Sandlak. Normally a defenseman, but something the Canucks need is size. And with Kevin Guy, they have that on the right wing.
And Patterson comes back on with Gilmore and Mullen. Mullen suffered the flu. He was very ill, therefore missing that last game. But 24 hours later, ready to go. Boy, he skated on that first shift with great speed. I'd say, in fact, he is ready. This is a big game for Calgary. Big game for Vancouver, too, mind you. But here at home, Calgary cannot afford to let the Canucks get the lead in the series. Mullen takes his shot. That hits Sneps. Weeks out of the net to watch it bounce down in front. Robert Nordmark behind the net for Vancouver. Sneps is the other defenseman. He decides to just shoot it to center ice. Mullen tipped it in, but Sneps was there. Advance to Michael Linden. Coming in on the play, Adams shot. And that's blocked by Vernon. Adams releasing a very quick shot, getting the pass. Nakris dressed again tonight for Calgary. Knocks it along the line to Mullen. To center. Joe Mullen coming in. Tried to break in there. Nearly did. But was stopped at the last second by Lidster. Now he centers it. McCown at the line drives it. That's off the leg and bounced away. Mullen chasing it again. McCown stopped it. A good play by McCown. Here's a shot. Weeks got a piece of it. Good try by McCown. Great effort to keep it onside. Then the shot was a good one. Nakris now let one fly. And that hit Linden, and he's been hurt on the play. The high shot hit Linden in the face area. And he is down on all fours. Trevor Linden of the Vancouver Canucks.
Rick Nakris just tried to dump it in the corner, and Linden happened to be skating across in front. It looks like he took it right in the nose.
So he'll get repairs, not the way he wanted to celebrate a birthday, but he will be back. Now, with this Hockey Night in Canada update, here's Steve Armitage.
Thank you, Bob. In Boston, the Buffalo Sabres have just scored to make it 3-1. Grant Ledyard from just inside the blue line, and that blast beats Andy Moe coming at 5:23 of the third. 3-1, Boston. Bob?
Steve, a lot of fans picked Buffalo to win that series. They're having a tough time now just hanging in. This series is tied at 2 games each. No score nearing the 4-minute mark of the first.
Trevor Linden will be sorely missed, even if it's just for a few shifts. He has been the key to the Vancouver Canucks all year long. They already have Barry Peterson, who broke his collarbone. He's been out. They overcame that. They can't afford to miss Linden for very long.
Tim Hunter is dressed again tonight, along with McClellan, who's in there looking for it now. Fleury is the other forward on the line for the Flames. Canucks get it out. Rico from center, shoots it in. Bradley going in there. Can't pick it up. Rico did. Lost it. Fleury is away, and he can really fly. Fleury going in, trying to split the defense. Didn't work. Hunter from the other side took a shot blocked in front of the net. There's McClellan on it first. Flames continue to race in there ahead of the Canucks. And they're beating Vancouver players to the puck right now. However, up at center, Reinhart played it over the line. A long shot, knifed away by Vernon easily. McGinnis going back there against Rico. Fleury is back to help out deep in his own zone. Bradley trying to get it loose. He did. Right in front of the net. There's the shot, and that's blocked. McGinnis trying to get it out. He does. Tim Hunter lobbed one in from center ice. Weeks out and Reinhart back as the Flames were making changes. Pass went astray off the boards down the ice. Lube coming back in at the line and closing in as Roberts. Waiting to do that. And Weeks reached out with a stick and knocked it away. At the line, Suter shot is blocked and the Canucks raced to center ice. Smith went in there and then gave it to Adams, who took the shot. It's opened up a little bit now in the early going. Snap stops it near his own line. Adams was given a bump near center ice, but McCrimmon fell on that check. Snaps back. Lube chasing Snaps. Lube in there, rides the big fellow in on the boards. Put Penske shot deflected wide of the goal. Pressure by Calgary. Again, the shot by McCrimmon is off the net. Lube centered it. Kopinski is right in front. Score! Nieuwendyk puts the goal.
In every game so far, the team that scored first has won the game. Nieuwendyk, the man cleared by the Canucks, picks up the rolling puck and is able to get it over Steve Weeks. Kopinski does a good job creating traffic in front of Weeks. Schneps can't clear it. There's Kopinski. He's got Weeks and the defenseman Robert Nordmark down. It's easy for Nieuwendyk to lift it into the upper half of the net.
5:37, the time of the goal. Nieuwendyk's third of the playoffs. Lube and McCrimmon assisted at 1-0 Calgary. Kopinski was great in front of the net, giving Weeks all kinds of trouble. And Nieuwendyk just waited and lifted it high. 1-0 Flames. The Canucks shoot it out to the line. At center is Tandy. Played it in on the right wing. Fired into the corner by Bozak. Flames organizing to come at the Canucks again. Kopinski looking for a little room. Weeks slices one off to the corner. Canucks do not get it out. Mark Hunter flipped it into the corner. Otto tries to get in front. Had it hooked away by Lidster. Along the board. Mark Hunter with Patterson coming in to help. Patterson knocked it loose. Natras tried to get a stick on it. Hunter gave it to Patterson. His shot deflected off the goal. Lidster again. Flames look to be the better of the two teams so far. They're leading 1-0, nearing the 7-minute mark of the opening period. And they're applying a tremendous amount of pressure on the Vancouver Canucks. This is the style of the Canucks, though. You've seen them do it before. They lay back and show lots of patience. And eventually they do get a break or two. Well, the Flames mean business, coming out early in this hockey game and scoring the first goal and having several other good chances. Pass behind Adams. In comes Mullen again. Shoot! Weeks kicked it out with the leg. Reinhardt gave it to Adams. He slides it ahead to Smith from center. He just flips it into the Calgary zone. Smith goes in looking for it. Flames were all back, though. Natras ahead to Gilmore. Left wing pass up the line is offside. Mullen went in ahead of McClellan. And the play is whistled in offside.
When it comes to top performance, no one can top the trucks that are built Ford tough.
Go with the leader.
Ford leads Chevy with a longer, wider, deeper box that carries more maximum payload than Chevy.
Go with the leader.
And it's features like these that have made F-Series the best-selling full-size pickup in Canada.
Go with the leader. Ford trucks.
During April Truck Month, save up to $2,243 when you take advantage of extra value package savings.
Updating the playoff scoreboard for you, the Boston Bruins in front of the Buffalo Sabres 3-1. The Bruins lead that series by a margin of 3-1. Philadelphia and Washington still tied at 4 in the third period, and the series tied at 2. Chicago and Detroit all even at 3. The Hawks lead that series 3-1. And Minnesota and St. Louis, Zezzo has a pair for the Blues. Now let's go to Bob.
Thanks, Steve. And, of course, Steve will keep us updated as this game progresses. We're 1-0 here. Calgary leading on the goal by Nieuwendyk. The Lube and McCrimmon at 5:37. Spreeko comes in for Vancouver, and his shot blocked by Vernon. Sutter moved up on it. Nieuwendyk starts it out again. Roberts just missed it near center. Roberts and Lube up there with Nieuwendyk. Pass skipped away from Bradley. Nieuwendyk turns. Gave it to the defenseman at the far side, and Merzen decides to just dump it in. Nieuwendyk coming in there along with Lube. 2 forechecker's in deep for the Calgary Flames. Canucks Spreeko digs it out. Couldn't move it though. Nieuwendyk for Lube. He's right here. Oh, backhander missed. McGinnis' shot. That is blocked. 3 Canucks now try to get something going. Bradley to Sutter. Sutter at the line, nearly ran into his own man, Squeako. Roberts saw it in time to shoot it out. Snipped back. Pass up for Tandy. Didn't get to him because Bradley took it. He's in, dropped it, and snapped. Takes the shot off his stick. Bradley on the rebound quickly. But Tim Hunter is there to slice it down the ice. That'll hit the line, and icing is called against the Calgary Flames.
In Canada, men use an ancient form of communication to meet women. It's called making eye contact. Molson Canadian, the clean, cold taste of a genuine Canadian beer. What beer's all about.
Updating the game in Detroit, Steve Conroy, the former Flame, has just scored. Chicago 4, Detroit 3. The Red Wings need a win to stay alive. Bob?
Boy, they're just hanging on now. That's getting along in the third period, too. Trevor Linden was cut in the face. And we're told he is being stitched up a little bit. He'll be out shortly for Vancouver. Bozak won the draw. Hooked off to the corner. Otto knocked it down. Played it out to Popinski. Snets will move up on it. Nearly got trapped. Popinski nearly stole it. They shoot it in, and Suter comes back. Suter with McCrimmon on the Flames' defense. Pass off Otto to center, and it's dumped back in again. Glove by Vernon. Bridgman in looking for it. Bozak didn't see it. Otto got it ahead, and now skates to center with it. Mark Hunter is up there with him. Quite a long shot. They want to make changes. Weeks the easy save. And here's Tandy to center. Gets away from a hit. Bozak couldn't carry on. Tandy knocked it down and slapped it in. Might have knocked down a breakaway pass there. McClellan, he couldn't get very far. Hustles back so. Against Adams. They bump and McClellan comes up with it but gave it away. Greg Adams flipped it ahead. Fleury intercepted. Fleury coming in. Shoots it. It's not right in front of the net. What a crazy hop that took off the boards when Weeks stopped the first one. It came right into the goal crease area. Nobody could get near it though. 1-0 Calgary. Adams trying to go in. He has Smeal going for the net. Adams is knocked down. It goes right on. Smeal around the net. Tried to jam it in. McCown on him at center. Burning, picking one out. Adams going after it. Greg Adams flipped it behind the net for Smeal. He tried to center it. Hit the side of the net in clearing it out. And the Canucks for a moment applying some pressure.
This is the first time in the series I can remember we've gone 11 minutes without a penalty being called.
Merson back. Starts the play. Gilmore racing in there. Tried to go in. He fell to one knee. Gets it behind the net. Gilmore is out front. Center. Oh, he tried to be sensational on the Mullins shot. Great work by Gilmore. He's flying tonight. Gilmore going after it again. That's Butcher behind the net for Vancouver. Couldn't clear it out. Again, great pressure by the Calgary Flames. Reinhardt finds a way to move it up. It's broken up by Mullen. A great effort by Mullen coming back. Gilmore deflected high. Play was called back at the blue line anyway. But the Flames are flying tonight.
Now when you pull into an Esso station, you're going to get something new. Something with improved cleaning power. Something that is designed for better performance. A premium gasoline. A premium gasoline that can help deliver peak performance in cars that demand more than regular. Announcing the launch of new Esso Supreme gasoline.
It's a power play goal that does the damage in Washington. Johansson with the shot. Now, does it or does it not go in off Gustafsson? It's a goal nonetheless. 5-4 Washington lead. 6 minutes gone in the third period. Bob?
It's winding down for some people. Here, 8:26 left in the first period. Nieuwendyk has the only goal so far at 5:37 from Lube and McCrimmon. Canucks get the puck out into the center ice area where McCrimmon was waiting for it. On to Hogan Lube. Lube to the line. Nieuwendyk coming in on the right side, dropped it back. McCrimmon turning, shoots it in there. Deflected by Lube. A nice deflection by Lube, but Weeks was very alive and quick to stop it. Nordmark fired one in. Bounces right down to Lube, and he gets rid of it. Snips backing up. Snips for Vancouver to Tandy to Snips. Other side to Nordmark. Roberts intercepts. Snips will have to come back again. The Flames take this opportunity to make changes. Ottawa's on the ice, bumping Nordmark along the board. Al McGinnis around the goal for Calgary. Flipped it out. Kopinski to center. Shot in on the boards to the left of Steve Weeks. Flames in. McGinnis took the shot. Weeks missed it, but it was off the net. Canucks back to that game of just clearing it out again. It's dumped in, and Jim Benning turns. Gives it to Lidster. He gets it out. Adams the pass behind him. He has to back up. Benning has to go back to cover. And Greg Adams just failed to clear it ahead. Benning again. Canucks are making fast changes now, John. Very quick shifts.
The Calgary defense is really standing up tonight compared to the first 4 games.
1-0 Calgary, 6:45 remaining in the opening period. Reinhardt flipped it in the center ice area, and the pass goes all the way down the ice from Butcher to nobody, really. Butcher now takes it up the line, slapped it toward the goal. Canucks trying to press a little bit. Sutter chasing in there. Up pass comes to center to McClellan. Fleury with him. McClellan coming into Fleury to McClellan. And Weeks makes the save. Probably one too many passes. Fleury was in a great spot to shoot it. He elected to pass McClellan. He did not expect it.
Say, hello? Excuse me? You look like a Lotto 636 and 649 player. Then you play the Plus. Well, you should. The Plus gives you more ways to win. And that means cash. And that turns into anything you want. Ah, I see you already have a few things in mind. So what will you do when you play your favorite Lotto game? That's right. Say yes to the Plus.
In Game 4, the penalty parade started early and continued. You see 31 penalties called, and it was 10 power plays for the Canucks and 9 for the Calgary Flames.
And not one tonight so far.
Brian McLeod does a good job getting it to Fleury. Perfect position to shoot, as you said, Bob. Gave it back to McLeod. He was behind the net before he let it go.
Fleury had a great chance to put his team up 2-0. Trying to get it back to Sutter. Bozak is in there also. Bozak played it over in front of the net. And Sutter was covered. Long pass. Just missing it at center was Gilmore. Butcher put it on the boards. Canucks get it out over the line. Bozak coming up there with Skrikal. And they decide to make changes. 5:35 remaining in the period. Patterson missed the pass. And Nordmark comes back with Snips on the boards with it. Bridgman just reached for it and couldn't find it. Merzen shoots it back in. Snips going back. Here's Roberts watching Snips. His pass. Tandy got it out. Tandy comes up with Bradley and Bridgman. Snips was trailing. Slapped it into the Calgary zone. It was knocked down by Roberts. Vernon played it up on the boards and trying to get it out. He did. Backing up was Nordmark. Canucks get back on side with 5 minutes left in the period. Still 1-0, Calgary. That's Netras trying to move it. He's stopped. Bridgman back of the net with it. Bradley trying to stop it in. Gets it out. The shot. There's a penalty coming up against Calgary now. Snips centered it. And here's the penalty call. A high sticking call to the Calgary Flames.
Despite being wonderful companions, my subject group scored low in all coordination skills, showed poor organization, and no decision-making abilities. Unless I can bridge the gap between us, this project will be canceled. Thank you. You're welcome.
In Boston, the Bruins have just made it 4-1. Craig Janney takes a great pass, then simply unloads. Janney's third goal of the playoffs at 14:32. The Bruins moving closer to a showdown with Montreal. Bob?
Rick Natras gave the puck away to start with. Then his team's in trouble. He kicks Tony Tandy's skates out, but his stick's up around Tandy's head, and it's a high sticking penalty.
So the Canucks with a man advantage. And in the series so far, 5 for 32 in that situation. They could tie it up here. Reinhardt's shot. That's deflected, missed the net. And the Canucks will have to come back to start the play. Reinhardt. Trevor Linden is back on the ice now. He has been stitched up and he takes the puck to center. Linden just rolled it into the Calgary zone. McCowan back, slapped at it, and it got by Nordmark. Down the ice again. Gilmore comes on the ice. Otto goes off. Mullen is on. Patterson is off. Linden deflected it ahead to Tandy. Adams going in there. The goaltender out, trying to clear. It's kept in along the boards. Canucks try to get it loose off the boards. Linden comes in to help, and he takes it. Linden's pass comes back. Reinhardt having to hurry. Just had to slap it into the corner. Adams was waiting back there. Mullen got one down. He'll clear it out with Gilmore. They was trying to move up on the play. Mullen dropped it back. And the play goes onside at the blue line.
Trevor Linden now wearing a face shield. His 19th birthday today. The Canuck Broadcasting radio station, CKNW, sent him a cake. It was delivered to the dressing room, and his team had it as a pregame meal.
Looks like he was cut on the nose, John. He was hit with a shot. Second or third shift of the game.
That's a big adjustment for any player to just throw on that shield. You find yourself looking at it first and then looking at the puck, and it will be difficult for him to handle the puck, especially in his feet.
You've been watching Vancouver all season. I haven't had that opportunity. Has he won one before?
No, he never has all year long.
Here's a break. But out comes Vernon with Bradley poking the puck away, nearly went in. One of the fire plugs of this Calgary Flames team is this man, Theron Fleury, 5'6", That's the medical report. And of course, the giant, Don Cherry in Coach's Corner. 3:31 remaining. First period, 1-0 Calgary. Reinhardt from the blue line. Shot deflected. Flames trying to clear. They do. Nordmark fell at the line. Couldn't keep it in. McGinnis moving up. Yes, Bradley along the boards right in front of the Calgary bench.
No extra pushing and shoving. You notice the way Mike Vernon played that one where Bradley was coming in. Wonder if Kay Whitmore is watching someplace and wishes he had done the same thing against the Montreal Canadiens.
Steve Armitage with us again tonight, and he is watching the other games around the playoff circuit. He'll keep us posted. We have 3:15 left in the first period of this one. I'm Bob Cole, and John Garrett alongside me again tonight. Olsen Hockey Night in Canada, happy to be on the air from the Olympic Saddle Dome with Game 5. Series at 2-2. So what a big game this is tonight. That's offside. Reinhardt was just outside the line when he knocked that down. Offside.
Terry Crisp, concerned, taking a lot of heat in the print media here in Calgary. They say his team is not listening to him, and he says his team's not listening to him, and the media tends to think it's a failure of communication. I tend to agree with Terry Crisp. He's stressed. His team has to be more disciplined, and they have played that way here in the first period tonight.
Bradley would like to win this draw because just 25 seconds left with a man advantage. He can't afford to let Otto win it, but it goes back into the Calgary zone to McCown, and that'll do it. He'll shoot it down the ice. 16 seconds left on the penalty. Reinhart taking his time, but he will have to hurry if they expect to go inside the line with an extra man. Streetco brings it in. 5 seconds left on the penalty. Streetco tries to center it. It's on the boards. Bradley was there, so was Otto. The penalty is now over. The Flames at full strength again. Center ice. Nordmark having all kinds of problems trying to find it. Otto knocked it away. Nordmark again. Up with Reinhart as far as center before lifting one in, and the Canucks will change all around. That's icing. He did not cross center ice when he lifted the puck away. Icing called against Vancouver.
The difference between finding the perfect home and getting it could be right in your pocket.
You need to know what you can afford before you start shopping for a home. With a CIBC pre-approved mortgage, you do.
I'll arrange a flexible payment schedule for you to help you plan your budget in advance. And you're even protected while you're looking. This guarantees your interest rate for 60 full days. It's almost like money in your pocket. Come and see me for details.
Get us working for you. CIBC.
It is now tied at 5 in Landover, Maryland. Brian Propp for Philadelphia. Tons of traffic in front of Pete Peters. And big Brian Propp is there to shovel it home. The game is tied at 5. The series is tied at 2. And at the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Shabbat has scored for the Red Wings. In their fight to stay alive, they're leading the Chicago Blackhawks 5-4. That's got to be late in the third period now.
4 defensive teams with high scores, 5-5 in Washington and 5-4 in Detroit.
Red Wings fighting for their lives to extend the series for the Blackhawks. They were favored, of course, to win the series. Hawks surprised them. The Canucks surprising the Flames. With 2:10 left, there's his shot. Weeks didn't have to make the save. It hit Gilmore. He played it to the far side. Merzen pinching in. Merzen is stopped in along the boards by Doug Smith. Merzen pushed away by Smith. They still battle for it along the boards. That's McClellan. He can't move it. Lidster's there. McClellan gets up, centered it, and it bounced through the crease. 1:45 remaining in the period. Bozak gets a pass away. It's dropped back to Bozak by Bridgman. Bozak again. Played it into Reinhart. Striding in forward. He's in. Bell got another chance. I failed to get a shot on the net. Even though he was on his knees, he made a fine effort. Butcher has to hurry on McClellan. Knocked it away from McClellan. 1:20 left in the period. 1-0 Calgary. Lube moving up, stealing it. Lube looking around. Nieuwendyk is there with him. Lube to Nieuwendyk to Lube again. He's not flat, and there's going to be a penalty to Butler of the Vancouver Canucks. It'll be a cross-checking penalty against Butler.
Lube trying to come out from behind the net. Steve Weeks does a good job keeping that puck behind. There's Weeks. He pokes it back. Lube tried to jam it in. Butcher with his elbow up. More than a cross-check. He only had one hand on his stick. You could call it elbowing or roughing, but Dave Newell's calling it cross-checking at 18:52.
So it's Calgary's first opportunity on the power play tonight with 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the period.
Remember in Game 2, the score was 1-0, and Colin Patterson scored on the last second of the first period, and that more or less was the end of the Canucks. See what they can do killing this penalty late in the first period.
Bob McCannon is just praying now that the Canucks can hang on to get out of this period down just 1 goal. They could be down 2 with this Calgary power play. 7 for 26 in the series, but it's much better than that, believe me. As they demonstrated throughout the regular season, back comes McGinnis. Fleury there with them. Lube, Nieuwendyk, and Mark Hunter circling. The 5 of them move in.
They'll have to go back again, stalled a bit. Nieuwendyk shoots it in. He was hit as he did by Sutter. Lidster took a rip at it and got it by everybody and out. 40 seconds left of the period. Calgary man advantage. Coming to center, Al McGinnis. Long shot to the corner. Mark Hunter takes his man, but the Canucks were there. Bozak shooting it down the ice. The crowd a little restless. Feeling there should be a 2-0 lead at least going in. There might yet, but only 15 seconds left now. That should do it. Fleury back, 10 seconds remaining. He'll have to hurry. Gilmore up with him. Lidster couldn't stop Otto. Otto went in. Now Mullen on the board. 3 seconds to play in the period. And the horn goes, ending the period. The shots, Calgary 11 and Vancouver 8. The goal at 5:37 by Nieuwendyk, his third from Lube and McCrimmon. And the score at the end of the first period, Calgary 1, Vancouver no score.
Some have let life get complicated. Others will never let life get that way. GWG.
No more waiting. The stage is set. The show's about to begin. Yes, it's showtime. The sailor sails. Selection and value like you've never seen.
On now, it's showtime, Woodward's biggest sale of the season, and your chance to win one of 11 trips for 2 to Reno, courtesy of Treasure Tours and Woodward's Travel, only during showtime.
Woodward's, look at us now. You can touch a life today and show how much you care. Together we can make things better. Let someone know that you'll be there. Let's care and share. Community. Care and share. You can lend a helping hand.
Collect Care and Share seals for your community club.
Let's care and share.
Check your palm milk for details.
It's all right here in your palm.
Each year, Albertans hit gas, phone, electric, and other underground utilities thousands of times. In some cases, serious injuries and deaths occur.
It almost happened to me.
Most hits can be avoided with just one toll-free call to Alberta First Call. They'll arrange to mark most major utilities for you. So whether you're a professional or just digging post holes,
call before you dig.
Call Alberta First Call.
It is the place where devoted pets are laid to rest.
What did we do tonight, Judd?
What we did, Lois, was a secret. But nothing buried there ever rests in peace.
Come back to me, Gage.
Paramount Pictures presents Stephen King's chilling bestseller, Pet Cemetery.
Coming to a theater near you. Consult local listings.
They are celebrating at the Garden in Boston, where the Boston Bruins have just defeated the Buffalo Sabres by a score of 3-1. Remember, the Boston Bruins, who did not defeat the Sabres over the course of the regular season, lost the opening game and then came back and won 4 straight. So the Bruins will now meet the Montreal Canadiens in the Adams Division Final. Here at the Olympic Saddle Dome in Calgary, after one period of play, it's the Flames leading Vancouver by a score of 1-0. With me now is the Flames' Theron Fleury. And Theron, before we talk about this important first period tonight, a much improved performance over the game in Calgary, tell me where you got the name from. Theron.
Well, from what I was told by my mother, I guess she got it out of a book called Old Yeller, and I don't know, it's a different kind of name, but I know I like it, and it's okay.
Not only got your name, but you got your 2 brothers.
Yeah, I guess she got them all out of the same book, so I guess, if she would have had another one, who knows what she would have named it.
She must have been impressed with the book. I was impressed with the first period. I thought it was a much improved period for the Flames.
Well, for sure. We had to come out and be very physical tonight, and the first period showed it. We had some good chances out there, and we got 52 seconds left on this power play. And if we can get a big goal to start this period, I think it's to take a little bit of momentum away from them.
Now, what did Terry Crisp tell the troops before the game? You read the riot act?
What can you say? The guys, I think, just had to do some soul searching between themselves, and I think when they got up this morning, they just said to themselves, we're down and we dug ourselves a hole, and it's time to play like first overall, and I think if we play the same way for the 3 periods tonight, and we'll win the hockey game.
So much talk in the first 4 games of the series about taking unnecessary penalties. Did you feel the Flames were taking a lot of penalties that weren't warranted?
Sure we were. That's a big key. Although our penalty killing did such a good job in the 3 games in the previous series, we were still taking bad penalties, and it finally caught up to us in Vancouver the other night, and we've taken 1 penalty tonight, and the last couple games we had 3 or 4 by now, but it's a key to stay out of the box, because they're trying to after the whistles and that, try and get things going, and get guys like myself and Timmy Hunter and just some of the bigger guys to retaliate.
Let's talk about you. A lot of rookies intimidated by playing in their first Stanley Cup playoff series, but you don't seem to be.
Well, I've played in a lot of big hockey games over my career, and this ain't any different. You just have to play the same style you played in the regular season, and what got me here and what made me make the hockey club.
Well, you're doing that in spades with 4 points in the playoffs. Congratulations and good luck from here on in. Coming up next, the Coach's Corner. Our first intermission continues after these messages.
Шум. Ну почему столько шума? Hey, мужик!
Not very long ago, the Soviet Union got its first taste of Pepsi. And while it may be just a coincidence,
Посмотри, почему ты так одет?
a lot of refreshing changes have been taking place ever since.
Вот эти.
Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Юрочка, не бери в голову.
CCM 651 Tax. The only skate with vacuform, heat molded to the exact shape of your foot. The only skate with heel lace, dual lacing that locks in perfect fit to transmit your power and control directly where you need it most, right into your game. 651 Tax by CCM. Turn on the power.
This is how our engineers conceived the economical new Festiva. Of course, they wanted it to look, distinguished. And they wanted it to be spacious. But they also wanted it to be very, very compact. The very new, very compact Festiva. At Ford and Mercury dealers.
Imagine you had the power to visit yourself in the future.
Wow. Nice boat. We win a lottery or something? No, we just took some advice from a London Life representative. But we don't like life insurance. Freedom 55 is more than life insurance. Here, hold this. The financial program protects the family and the future.
Imagine the freedom of Freedom 55. Talk to a London Life representative.
How's the wife? Not married yet. Won't be long.
So, I'm outside the city. My best customer is trying to reach me.
He's right. Fort McLeod desperately needs a direct line to head office.
I mean, I really have to keep in touch with my clients when I'm on the road.
You know, the problem with increased business is data transfer.
Bottom line, the whole situation is really cutting into profits. There's got to be a solution.
Our computers have to talk faster.
We need to take a hard look at the way we handle all our communications.
Exactly. We'll call AGT.
AGT, Communication Solutions for Alberta Business.
I must say, you do look awfully good tonight.
Thank you.
I should point out the reason is that I brought you a new wardrobe from Toronto on my way here.
Yes, you're good for something. What's this now? We going to work with this? No, they don't have the other stuff down here?
Part of the new attire. I should tell a brief story. Getting my clothes across the border was easy, but getting his wasn't necessarily. Gave a whole new meaning to customs fit. How about Calgary and the screams that are being heard everywhere in southern Alberta about the Flames?
Well, they're still going to win it, but if you'd listened to me, you people, before the series started, I told you you'd have a tough time with Vancouver. You said, 43 points difference. Told you, you just don't drop Russians in 2 days before the playoffs start. Absolutely ridiculous.
Does it matter that he's a Russian? Anybody, for that matter, with 2 games to go.
Yeah, Russian especially. You don't bench your captain. It's the only sport in the world I've ever heard of, benching your captain on the opening of the playoffs. Now they take the Russian, put him into the game, and they take out Tim Hunter. Where's Tim Hunter banging, fighting for them all year? Now you take out McClellan, and you put in the Czech. I mean, what are they, self-destruction there? This should be no contest at all with the teams, but they're making it. I understand they're having meetings to have meetings. Bob McCammon, super guy, knows what he's doing, keeps them loose. They're
how do you make the whispers about Crisp? And apparently there is dissension now, as there was with Johnson.
Hey, when you lose like that, there's always going to dissension. Crisp should have said, and I'm saying it right now, Terry, you know better than that. Dropping a guy in 2 games before playoffs is absolutely a joke, and they're making it. And I'm telling you one thing now, you never know. One of those goaltenders with Vancouver get hot, you never know what's going to happen. But Calgary will win it.
Glenn Sather was worried about the pipeline from St. Louis. Gilmore, Mullen, and Hunter are 9, 10, 11 in scoring for Calgary right now. Brett Hull is second in team scoring for St. Louis, and Zezel, who came over for Bullard, is helping out with 3 goals as well.
Yeah, but they're not playing the same team. They're not playing like Vancouver. By the way, you notice how Vancouver's sweaters are starting to look a lot better now.
I wish you knew a little more about coordination and how sweaters appear. Let's talk about Pat Burns and the wonderful job that the Montreal Canadiens did in round 1.
Well, let me tell you, I'm a little surprised that they had to go to overtime. If you talk to Pat Burns over a pop, he'd say, we are not playing well. Roy and Hayward come up very, very good for them and save them. They know, but the big story back there now is that he only got $80,000 salary. Can you imagine that, $80,000? And Perron got $100,000 his first year. But, everybody says, how dumb can he be? How dumb can he be doing something like that? Pat Burns is dumb like a fox. All he wanted was a job. Get a chance, get going. He's going to go coach of the year. He's going to get into the finals. I don't know how they're going to do there. Watch Serge. Serge, you give him a good raise. You know he's doing a good job. Reminds me of Harry Neal. You remember Harry Neal? Wait a minute, Harry Neal. He's in the WHA. I go to the finals twice, coach of the year. I'm making $60,000, and Harry Neal makes $80,000. So, Pat, I know how you feel.
And, Harry, I know how you feel, and perhaps if all goes well, we'll give you a chance for a rebuttal a little later along the line. Don Cherry in the Coach's Corner. This is Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC and the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Turtle Wax gives a hard shell finish. Turtle Wax.
Generation after generation, Turtle Wax has been the world's best-selling car wax. Nothing has been able to clean, shine, and protect your car better. Only Turtle Wax gives a super hard shell finish. And it's still the best-selling car wax in the world.
Turtle Wax.
Thick, green, and beautiful. The perfect lawn from CIL. SCU. An exclusive CIL formula guaranteed to give you quick green up and a perfect lawn. SCU time releases nitrogen slowly to keep your lawn thick and green for over 2 full months. So Golf Green keeps feeding your lawn long after many other fertilizers have quit. This spring, give your lawn all the long-lasting nutrients it needs. Get Golf Green with SCU from CIL.
Esso would like to shed some light on the subject of gasoline. Not all gasolines are right for your car. Some can cause engine knock, even engine damage. Now there's new Esso Supreme with added deposit control. A premium gasoline specially formulated to provide smoother burning, more power, and acceleration. In short, regular gasoline can't hold a candle to new Esso Supreme.
How
our engineers were wondering how many limousines would fit inside our very spacious Festiva. After a valiant effort, they found the answer. The very spacious Festiva. At Ford and Mercury dealers.
Air Canada's executive class. Convenience, comfortable, almost completely effortless. Some say it's the way business travel was meant to be.
A tragic accident tore them apart. Can Shane learn to forgive?
Go ahead, kill me, just like you killed Mom.
Cowboys Don't Cry. Sunday.
Oh, raindrops, so many raindrops, it feels like raindrops.
Freddie Shiro would be proud in Washington. The Philadelphia Flyers have just broken it open, 6-5. Pelly Eklund converts a pass from behind the net, just under 4 minutes to play. Eklund gets the goal, and the Philadelphia Flyers go on top by a score of 6-5. They then make it 7-5. Shell Samuelson with an inside-outside move, and then a great wrist shot, that giving a 16-32, 7-5 Flyers. And what a big break that is for the Philadelphia Flyers as they attempt to break the series. Boston have defeated Buffalo 4-1. The Bruins win that series 4-1 now and take on Montreal. Chicago and Detroit, the Red Wings have gone in front of the Blackhawks. And now let's join Bob Cole and John Garrett.
And the second period is underway. 44 seconds left on the penalty to Butcher of Vancouver. Flames come in right off the bat, but it was cleared immediately down the ice by Lidster. 30 seconds to go on the penalty. 1-0 is the score. Calgary leading on the Newendijk goal. Fleury shoots it in. Sutter on it first. Mullen fell to the ice. At the blue line is McGinnis. Shoots! Picked out by Weeks. The rebound picked up by Sutter, and he got it out to Bozak. In around McGinnis. Knocked down. McGinnis tried to feed it ahead. He did. Fleury, rink wide. To Otto. Gilmore with them. Pass to the other side. Otto playing on it. Lube was at the side of the net. Weeks is covering up. He's down. But the Canucks hang on in there and get it out. And the penalty has been served. Knackfus around the net. Lube up over center. That's offside. Roberts a stride across the center ice red line.
Chance for Joel Otto. That shot to this Van Dyke.
We played just 1 minute and 16 seconds of the second period. The Calgary Flames coming up empty again on their power play opportunity. Face off just inside the line. So they're both 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. Specialty teams are so important, especially with these two teams. Seems to be the story every night. Up the center. It's Rico trying to go in. Bodied off the puck. Roberts poked at it. Rico comes back to help. Lube tried to take it away from him. It's into the Vancouver zone again. Reinhardt played it around the net for Butcher. It got by him. Smeal bumped by Roberts. The Canucks get the puck out. To Knackfus. Lube shot deflected high and into the crowd. Again, let's go to Steve Armitage for this update.
Bob, I want to show you something that John Garrett was never able to do in his entire career. The Washington net is empty. Look at Hextall. Fires the puck. the length of the ice, catches the middle of the Washington net. It's 8-5 Philadelphia. First goal in the playoffs for Ron Hextall. Huh?
Well, he has done it again. Ron Hextall scoring a goal from his own goal crease.
That was better than his first one. He took that one from behind his net, just didn't even look. Just wheeled around and fired. His first one, he had lots of time against the Boston Bruins.
That's almost unbelievable. Ron Hextall. He promised someday he'd do it. Now he is making a habit of it. Weeks had to be careful with that long, booming shot. Lidster coming back. No question the Flames are very serious tonight about taking the lead in the series. However, they're only up 1-0. And you know these Canucks play for breaks. And they do it to the letter. McClellan bumped in his own zone at the side of the net. Pass got by McClellan. Lidster kept it in. Now Merson couldn't get it out. Lidster again at the blue line. Kept it in. Flames thought maybe it was out. Was not. Down the ice it goes. Back comes Doug Lidster. That's icing. You're watching the Stanley Cup playoffs. This is Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
The things that make Canadians different from each other all year round also make them different at tax time. So the changes to this year's tax return will affect each Canadian differently. That's why Revenue Canada has a new general tax guide and a series of special guides to help Canadians with their individual needs. Open your return early. If you didn't get the guides you need, contact your district tax office or call the toll-free number listed in your guide, because there's income tax help for all Canadians. From Revenue Canada.
Philadelphia about to take the lead in this series against Washington. It's late in the third period. Boston has eliminated Buffalo 4-1. And Detroit defeating Chicago and staying alive in that series with the Blackhawks. St. Louis will eliminate Minnesota on this evening. Pretty soon now we'll be hearing updates from Los Angeles. Patterson is nailed at the blue line. Mullen goes in with a backhander. The shot. Gilmore went after the rebound. Didn't get there in time. Patterson trying to hit back now down in the Vancouver zone. He was really nailed by Butcher. Here's Gilmore, but they're called at the blue line offside. Another close one.
We used to call those suicide passes. Colin Patterson, the old suicide pass, just inside his own blue line. So slow that he had to turn around to look for it, and he's just flattened by Butcher. And that play, the defenseman should just chip it off the boards and let Patterson go by the defenseman and try and go and get it.
Coming up to the 4-minute mark of the second. The shots posted on the clock over center ice are 15-8 for Calgary. That's about it. From a territorial point of view, the Flames, much the better of the two so far. Here's Poplinski coming in. Weak shot for Steve Weeks. Canucks Lidster. Ahead it goes. Linden trying to go in. Had it poked off his stick at the last moment by McCowan. He takes the puck. McCowan waiting for help. Poplinski right in. And Weeks robbed him. Poplinski gets it again. Passed it back in the goal crease area. The Canucks relieving the pressure. Get it out of the zone. Down on the ice. Crowd is going wild because in behind the play, Mark Hunter and Steve Weeks were knotted up.
Who was holding who? Mark Hunter and Steve Weeks. Weeks saw he wasn't in danger of anybody getting a shot, so he just pinned Mark Hunter.
Dave Newell is headed for the penalty box area, and so is Otto.
Poplinski has a good chance, and Weeks makes a good save. He sprawls out, gets it on his pad, and Mark Hunter charging the net was knocked down by Smeel. There's Hunter. He's got his arm over Weeks' leg, and then Weeks sits on him.
Smeel is going off, and so is Mark Hunter. Otto was over there arguing with the referee, Dave Newell. So Newell hands out a penalty to the goaltender, no doubt, Weeks. To be served by Smeal. We'll get the announcement in a moment. And Mark Hunter.
Steve Weeks to the Flames, number 22, Mark Hunter. 2 minutes each for Roughing.
Roughing Miners. 16,000 or more disbelievers of the call. Offsetting minor penalties. Bradley with the puck in there, centered it. Streak goes high, shot on the glass. Bradley again. Tried to hook it back toward the line. It got out. Nieuwendyk for McClellan. Coming up with Nieuwendyk, but it was out of his reach. The Crimin dumped it in. That allows Nordmark to go back. Pass to the right side. Sutter through the middle. Chipped into the zone by Streakall. Burning out. Lots of time. Who's this? Hextall? Skated a few feet before he cleared it. Butcher back. Streakall now from the far side. Coming back out. Streakall eludes one check. Roberts and another. But he was grabbed by Fleury, and that put the winger offside. Hunter and Tandy were pushing a bit.
Quick and sharp, you're looking good. You've come so far, and we know how to make the most of who you are. Father to son, it's what we've always done. Gillette.
The Gillette Atra Plus system with the Lubra Smooth strip for the best a man can get.
The best a man can get.
Boston Bruins were trying to get penalties on April 11th, 1981. They got 3 shorthanded goals against the Minnesota North Stars.
And on this day, this very day, the Boston Bruins eliminated the Buffalo Sabres. Philadelphia has defeated Washington 8-5. The icing on the cake, the 8th goal scored by Hextall in an empty net. Here's Roberts for the Flames into Fleury, back near the line. Fleury again. Butcher takes over, bumped by Tim Hunter. McCowan kept it in. It's centered at the side of the crease. Hunter is stopped. And the play had been whistled dead by Dave Newell. Something going on in the corner to the right of Steve Weeks.
Butcher and Hunter, but Hunter wisely keeps his gloves on and his stick in his hand. No penalties will be called here.
Dave Newell whistled the play dead. Hunter and Butcher showing signs they might go. But it has been quiet.
Of those 375 minutes in penalties, Tim Hunter was very smart. He didn't take a whole lot of stupid penalties, and they were usually penalties for instigating instead of retaliating, and that's something the Flames have to do against the Canucks.
Joe Nieuwendyk, the only scoring play of this hockey game thus far at 5:37 of the first. Lube and McCrimmon assisted on the goal. Good high shot from close in by Nieuwendyk. Fleury ready to go for Calgary. Tied up his man. McCowan passes. Here's the shot. Weeks got the blocker up to steer it away. Again, Necros. But this time, no shot. He has to backhand it into Roberts. Side of the net, Fleury. He tried to put it back to McCown, but it's broken up and cleared out to center. Reinhart is moving up on the rush. Reinhart at the blue line. Bradley didn't see the pass. It hit his skate. And Roberts got back to help. He lost it. Streako to the line. The shot by Butcher is off the net. Reinhart slapped it. Then back to the goal again. The Canucks are pressing now. Bradley trying to center it. He has to fight hard to hang on to it. Roberts got it loose for McCown, and he played it out. Fleury chasing in there. Weeks had a notion to leave the net, but Fleury was in a hurry, so he stayed back. Smith started to play out. Simpson stopped him behind the play, and Roberts for the Calgary Flames is going off. when we come back.
SO Protec engine oil brings you this simple demonstration of the effects of friction. Two objects rubbing together create heat. When those objects are in your engine, that heat means wear. Deposits build up, fuel economy goes down. Your engine's only protection is a skin-thin layer of oil that either makes it or breaks it. That's fact, not friction.
Gary Roberts, well in behind the play, John, takes a tripping penalty.
The Canucks go on the power play. They haven't had a shot on goal this entire period, and we've played almost 7 minutes, but their power play has been very good. It's their second opportunity of the night. Theron Fleury showing his strength for such a little guy. Jumps off his feet trying to take Lidstrom to the boards. Too far away from the boards to move Big Doug Lidstrom.
So Vancouver coming up empty on their first man advantage. Try it again. Otto with Patterson, the two penalty killers up front. Merson with Al McGinnis, the defenseman. Adams, Tandy, Linden, Reinhardt, Nordmark. Linden brings it in. Just kept it onside. Linden again. It goes off the boards at the far side. Otto was going over there. He falls, but he manages to sweep the puck away as he was lying on the ice. Merson takes a rap at it. It bounced over the boards at the Vancouver bench. That stops the play in the center ice area where they'll drop it in.
Trevor Linden back out there after being cut in the first period, wearing the face mask. The Flames obviously are more aggressive on their penalty killing tonight as compared to Game 4. Joel Otto, right out on the point, was able to get it out over the blue line. They want to keep the Canucks from setting up in their zone.
Linden with the face mask now. That's after the injury he suffered in the first period. And it's wrapped down the ice, got by Nordmark, just outside the blue line. 1:25 left in the penalty. Roberts is in the penalty box for Calgary. 1-0 the Flames. Canucks come on. The power play. It's dropped back to the line. Reinhardt. Headed ahead. Linden tries the shot. It is blocked and it gets out over the line. Linden's shot blocked. Again, Linden brings it up. Stick handles in there. Had it knocked off his stick, though, and Oakenwold couldn't clear it out. Here's the shot. Just missed on the far side. Linden got it back to Nordmark, and he was covered. It was cleared. Nieuwendyk intercepting. Lube nearly broke it up. Again, it's Tandy coming in. Linden heading for the net. Tandy with Linden in to help him on the board. A good play by the Flames. Lube to bring it out with Nieuwendyk. He just shoots it in. 25 seconds left in the Calgary penalty. This is Reinhardt coming up. Flipped a high pass into Spreecole. Spreecole was bucked a little bit by McGinnis. That prevented him from moving on the puck. Now he's back after it. But the Flames are right on it. They get it down the ice. The penalty is over now. Calgary fans give the Flames a hand. Spreecole coming in on the right wing. Centers wide. Vernon covered up. Loose puck. Hit the crossbar. And nearly fell in. It bounced over the net. That was a close call. It looked harmless. Took a crazy hop up on the crossbar. Roberts out of the penalty box and very physical. Bridgman had his man McCrimmon lined up and sidestepped him. Gilmore for Mullen. That's broken up by Snip. McCown to McCrimmon, who shoots it in. Reed stopping it. Lidster going back. Kopinski's chasing him. Long pass going all the way down the ice. McCown is back to pick it up, and that is icing against the Vancouver Canucks. 10:40 left in the second.